Greetings, Patrick here. Here for the last day of Sharks versus Schlock. This is the fourth entry into our annual battle. We're with Hey Internet. It's Eric. Um, Eric sends me some bad Schlock movies. I send him some awesome shark movies, and then we talk about it. So far, it's been pretty one-sided. This battle. This one's been a little bit, yeah. He got me good last year, that damn leprechaun. And But I've got my revenge this year. I'm pretty happy with the movies I sent him. Um, I cannot wait to see his review of Megalodon versus Bigfoot 2. Um, but he saved the best for last. He said, "I got something for you. It's the worst thing I've ever reviewed on YouTube." And he sent me 1991's Fart the movie. Um, yeah, here's the synopsis of it. Russell has two passions: watching television and farting. He also loves Heather. Heather hates farting. The eternal triangle. One day she warns him, if they ever allow farting on television, you'll never leave the house. Sounds like someone else I know. One evening, he goes to sleep in front of the TV, and it happens. It happens. Virtually everything on TV is fart related, from sitcoms and commercials to newscasts and dramas. Uh, yeah, I mean, okay, so it's 90 minutes of fart related jokes. Um, but farting on a movie is not necessarily, it's always guaranteed for a laugh. It always is. If you watch any movie, even if it just has one or two farts in it, it's always going to guarantee a laugh. In fact, there's two things that will always guarantee laughs in a film. Always. One is a fart. Two is someone saying, "shut the fuck up." Guaranteed. You go to a theater, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. When someone says that in a movie, don't tell me you always laugh at it. I don't know what it is, but we always laugh at that or a fart. Um, Blazing Saddles probably is the one that broke the mode for that, or broke gas, so you will. And we will all talk about Blazing Saddles, and that's one of the scenes this is always brought up is the farting scene, and we all laugh at it. So the stigma of a fart in a movie is not as bad as you would think it is. So for this movie, what they did was they did a parody. Think of a Saturday Night Live or a SCTV, and that's what you're gonna get with Fart the movie. Kentucky Fried Movie is another one I would think of. UHF parodies. In this movie, that's what happens. This guy, he goes to sleep and he has dreams of all these different things that involve farts, comedies, game shows, stand-up comics that get up there and talk about farts. They even have a musical number in there by a band called the Medicine Wheel Band. I think that was a real band, if I'm not mistaken. And they're all talking about farting. Um, and so, yeah, it gets a little old after a while. I mean, when you first hear the sounds, it's like you're 12 years old again, and you're just cracking up. And it's a joke that it's a one trick pony. So it does get sort of tiresome real quick. But as far as being the worst thing I've ever seen, Eric, you're not gonna believe this or not, my friend, but this is not the worst thing I've seen. This is sort of funny. The way they had the way they laid it out. They broke it up into segments, the parody segments, and it wasn't as bad as you thought. Now, would I recommend this movie? Yeah, to a bunch of 12-year-olds. But that's about it. But as far as it being like just an awful, awful, awful movie, I mean, let's put it this way: I'd rather watch this movie than Big Balla. That should tell you right there. Um, yeah, Big Baller was worse than this. Uh, so I liked it. They got some laughs out of me. No farts, but they got some laughs. Uh, but this is interesting. It's an interesting little. I would like to find out what in the hell were they. What they must have been. They must have been. They must have been like having some Taco Bell or something, and someone must have tooted, and they said, "Hey, we can make a movie out of that." And so off they run. Um, yeah, I have no objections to this. This was cute and juvenile, and you know, I wouldn't necessarily watch it in front of a lady friend, or a wife. I wouldn't do that. But if you're watching it with some fellas, waiting for the football game to come on, you could do a lot worse. Uh, so that's my take on Fart the movie. It's not the worst thing I've seen, but it is pretty bad. But I've seen worse, smelled worse too. Oh, all right. That is it. That's all I got. Short run for this one. Um, I That's it. I guess I have nothing else to say. Well, it's been awesome doing Sharks versus Schlock again. Round two, volume 2, and I had a blast. All the movies that Eric sent me, I thought they were entertaining on some respect or not. And I know next year we'll be back at it. Unless someone wants to step up and challenge me and Eric to a battle, we will be happy to tag team your asses back to the Stone Age. It's Sharks versus Schlock. So if you guys want to do that, we're here. We're ready to battle. Otherwise, we'll see you at Christmas for Schlockmas. That's right. That's where we're going to be doing this all over again. The best holiday Schlock movies. And me and Eric will be battling again for that. Last year was a lot of fun. Otherwise, we'll see you next year for Sharks versus Schlock. That's it for me. Peace.